In a dramatic and politically charged moment, President Donald Trump announced a sharp escalation in tariffs on imported steel, declaring that the current 25% rate would double to 50% starting June 4th. The announcement was made during a rally-style event at a U.S. steel facility in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania, where Trump was met with enthusiastic applause from workers and executives. Calling it a major announcement, Trump emphasized that the increased tariffs were designed to fortify the American steel industry and prevent foreign competitors from undermining domestic production. At 25%, they can sort of get over that fence, Trump explained. At 50%, nobody's getting over that fence. According to Trump, while he initially considered a 40% hike, steel industry leaders urged him to go higher. He complied, claiming this would deliver a decisive blow to foreign competitors and invigorate American steelmaking like never before. On his Truth Social platform, Trump echoed his rally statements, saying, "Our steel and aluminum industries are coming back like never before. This will be yet another big jolt of great news for our wonderful steel and aluminum workers. Make America great again." He framed the move as a patriotic act of economic nationalism, crediting his original tariffs from March 12, where he imposed a 25% duty on steel and aluminum imports, as the key to reviving a faltering industry. Trump's rhetoric cast the American steel sector as having been on the brink of collapse before his intervention, with factories facing closure and all steel at risk of being foreign-made. Now, he said, his leadership had put the industry back on track. However, the decision is not without controversy or economic consequence. The original 25% tariff, imposed under Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act, citing national security grounds, triggered retaliatory actions from allies like Canada and dismay from the U.S. auto industry. The European Union initially responded with counter tariffs, but later withdrew them. Economists and trade analysts have warned that while the tariffs may buoy steel producers in the short term, they risk inflating costs for U.S. manufacturers and construction firms that rely heavily on steel. Spot prices for U.S.-sourced steel have already risen since the initial tariffs, giving American producers more room to charge higher prices. Historical data supports this concern. A 2023 analysis by the International Trade Commission found that steel tariffs from Trump's first term only modestly boosted domestic production while increasing costs across several sectors, costs that ultimately reduced U.S. economic output by more than $3 billion in 2021. Despite the economic risks, Trump has framed the tariff hike as part of a larger narrative of industrial resurgence and patriotic renewal. He highlighted the United States' $31.3 billion in steel and iron imports last year, with Canada being the top supplier at $7.6 billion. His focus remains on reducing dependence on foreign steel, regardless of potential cost increases for American companies and consumers. Adding to the day's significance, Trump also reversed his earlier opposition to a controversial deal allowing Japan's Nippon Steel to purchase a controlling stake in U.S. Steel, a move previously blocked by President Joe Biden on national security grounds. During the campaign, Trump had similarly voiced concerns about selling a cornerstone of American industry to a foreign entity. However, in his speech, he revealed that the terms of the deal had improved significantly after persistent negotiation, eventually persuading him to approve it. A key factor, he said, was the introduction of a golden share that allows the U.S. government to have oversight in the company's decisions. Trump portrayed himself as a vigilant protector of American jobs, saying, "I'm going to be in Washington. I'm going to be watching over it." Trump concluded his remarks with a sense of triumph, inviting steelworkers on stage to celebrate what he called a monumental win for their industry. Workers voiced their appreciation and described the challenges they've faced in recent years. Trump responded with characteristic flair, declaring, "This is going to be one of the biggest days in your life." With tariffs doubled and a major corporate acquisition greenlit under what he described as better and better terms, Trump cast himself as both a warrior for American workers and a dealmaker securing the future of U.S. steel. Whether this bold economic strategy will ultimately strengthen or strain the broader American economy remains to be seen. But for Trump and his supporters, It was a day of political victory and populist vindication.